gentlemen, welcome along and welcome back to Six Ashes. It is the first day of summer. We have, oh man, is today not a surprise on what has happened on here. But we'll get to that in a minute. First though, we need to sort out our horses. They have no water, no straw, no oats. They've got a bit of grass and stuff, but yeah, the horses are in desperate need of a little care, because we have got to the point where well, we had 2 days where we basically weren't looking after them properly, and thankfully we've caught it before it's caused a problem. But yeah, we need to look after these horses or we're going to be in trouble from their actual owners. So let's bring this around. We can actually move these trailers and things now. So we've got a little bit of this to do today. We need to look after the horses, get them sorted first. We're then gonna have to do a quick rundown to our allotments, because if the horses are in need of a little bit of TLC, then so are they, and that should sort those. And then we've got all the grass that we cut yesterday. Now the horses, you can see all the grass that's growing in here is really coming up nicely. Let's empty this out. We cut our grass last time. Now, as I suspected, we've had it was dry when we cut it. We've had a really good drying day, and so for once, when I don't actually want to create hay, we've got at least one field has turned to hay, and I fully expect that the other one has as well. So today is going to be very much getting that sorted as well. We've got a small problem on the way, I believe. The forecast has changed. So we were expecting rain later today. That's no longer the case either. It's all a little bit topsy-turvy. It's all a little bit all over the place. Things are, I was fearing much worse than we've actually got. So it's not too bad, as it turns out. Let's refill this so that we can go and run it down to the allotments in a minute. First, though, I need to get a bale spike on. Actually, let's do the carrots first, because that's nearer. There we go. Now, I am considering looking at changing my combine for this year. Only up to a 7000 series. There's a nice little 7000 series John Deere on the mod hub. The reasoning for that is that I can't really transport that one easily. Most of our fields are nicely interconnected, and that doesn't cause too much of a problem. But we've got that barn up at the BGA, which is a perfect place for us at the moment to store our combine. We can't transport it up there. We can't take the front. We can't really take the cutter off because it would cause a problem. Right, there we go. That's now putting a pile on the ground, so we'll get that collected up. Whoa! That's what happens when we catch the feeding troughs. Right, did we get it all up? We did get it all up, though. I thought, oh no, we decided to, yeah, so we need to go up to the shop and actually buy some oats, because what we decided to do is to buy in oats, because we could buy feed oats cheaper than we could buy, cheaper than we can sell the oats that we'd made ourselves. It just made financial sense for us to do that. If we have got hay bales that we're going to create, then what we'll do is we'll just put them in here. I kind of wonder if hay bales will go into the BGA and whether we'll make more money selling hay bales into the BGA than we will at the sell point. They sell quite well at the sell point. Right, how much is left on that? 2,180. So, well, we've got, actually, we are going to leave this at the top end. We'll put it end on. We've got no rain on the way, and this will feed our horses for most of the summer as a result. And it means we have to worry that little bit less about them. I'm also tempted with the amount of work and everything we do. Putting in a pump. I think we'll put in a pump for these. Make sure that our horses are just kept nicely watered. So that is under animal pens. Right at the end here, we've got the lizard water pump. This is a seasons piece of functionality that we just put down here. And we'll just attach this to the end, actually. Yeah. Attach this to the end of the area for our horses, like so. And now we should see under here, yeah, water pumps. So that will do things quite nicely for our horses. It just means that our horses are not going to get in a situation, especially over the summer here, where they're going to run out of water. And just means we're not going to hit that situation that we just hit again, and have any trouble. So that's all good. Let's bring this around. I'm still going to be filling their trough with water because we don't want it to really get too low. But at the same time, it just means that they're not going to run out. And then hook this up. And yeah, that is done. And we've got this. And very, very quickly here, we've then got our horses sorted as much as really we can today. Like this. Don't know exactly where my point is on this. There it is. So empty the straw out for the horses as well, and that will get them sorted. And done and dusted. And by 8:35 in the morning, our horses are all happy and good and ready. So that means we're on to the allotment next. And what we're going to do, we've got a fair amount of manure here, but we're not going to worry about that at the moment. What we're going to do instead is take our water trailer down there. So switch this over and drop that off. We do need to switch from our bale spikes to our bucket. Do that as well. I think a couple of barns over there, or possibly a house. I think we definitely need to change the floor and what we have over there. We no longer need the sand over that way. So let's drop that off. Pick that up. Managed to do it without getting any carrots. Now there's an achievement. And hook this up here. But yeah, we're still not quite using the space in our 2 yards to their fullest. So I think we need to have a look at this and see what is going to be the best way and the best thing for us to do here. It may be that putting a grain store in down here is the best way to go with this. So yeah, we'll have a think. We could do all our storage down here and everything, and then everything else up the top. But let's get this down to our allotments, and we can go from there. Down at our allotments, and let's just check before we do anything. How are we? Water fill level 0, manure fill level 0. Yeah, we are in need of doing some work around here. That's fine. Now, the nice thing about this is we can empty the water out, and we have a nice pile of manure sitting here ready for us. So we'll just fill up with that. It's going to be most of what's needed in here as well. Right, let's unhook this for now. And then we can come and hook back up to that later. Meanwhile, first, let's get the bucket in here. 1,200 litres. and tip this into that. Right, that's all got in. Doesn't seem overly full, but there should be enough for now for us to be able to keep this going. And we'll check out the level on this when we finish. Yeah, look, that's all gone in. And this is a year's worth. So a year's worth of traveling down here and dropping manure off has resulted in just this little bit. Oh, no, there is some more there. Always easy from this first person camera view to do this. There we go. 492 more. So that's about 3,000, just over half a trailer full. And it's taken all of that and has left us at 74%, 2,968 litres of manure have gone in there, but should be enough to keep us going for a little while. So that keeps all of this ticking over again and bringing in the cash, which we're still, despite the fact that we are 3 years in, we're still very vulnerable to stuff not quite going our way. So keeping the allotments here running and keeping our horses running are just that nice little bit of income that just keeps us going overall, and it's quite important to make sure that we're just running okay. Fortunately, we're in a position on here where we've not got any money going out on a regular basis, other than a couple of leased pieces of equipment. But in general, we're pretty good every day, and we're making money. Yeah, look, it's turned to hay, so yeah, we're gonna have to bale it. We'll get it baled. I don't know if we can sell hay bales up at the BGA and whether we make any extra money for bales sold up there. We'll have to have a look at that. Right, let's bring this over here, open it up and refill it. And once it's refilled, I'm actually going to start parking stuff the other side over here, nicely out of the way, giving us a good turning circle. But eventually we're going to have to redevelop this this horse area. At the moment, it's got just a really good place for us to park stuff. Not how initially I was planning to do this, but let's just put this down here like so. Like that. There we go. Nicely out of the way. That will do as well. So that's got the stuff that we absolutely need to get sorted out the way. We'll drop the bucket off because we're not needing that again. And we're going to head back up to our other shed. We're going to pick up the 6810 along with putting the baler on this and get this stuff, or get this hay in this first field baled up. And then we'll go and see what the situation is with our other field, which hasn't been cut quite so long as this first one. But I definitely feel like it's gonna have hit hay as well. Right, so let's hook this up to our Ford baler. Does mean this having gone the way it has, that we're unlikely to need new equipment today, which is cool, but at the same time a little bit disappointing. Right, oh no, hook that up. Right, and that's all good. And let's open our shed. And our 6810 is here. Now this might need some fuel. Yes, it does. So we'll give this a refuel as well. Our crops are looking quite healthy. We are a couple of days from the harvest window opening. We're not going to be harvesting anything at that point, but our crops in general are looking pretty healthy. I don't think we're missing any. We're not really had any germination failures or anything because of when we did our seeding. this tractor's looking a little bit battered at this point. What, 24 hours on it? But we are... I think we're in for a good harvest, providing this weather holds, and that is my biggest worry at the moment, is that are we going to be able to have... Is this weather going to hold as we go into harvest season? Looking at it, yeah, we need to drop some hay silage into our horses. Looking into it, we've actually got that forecast. Please let that forecast hold, because we will have a monster harvest and a monster summer if that holds. That would just be an incredible summer, and we would be rolling in it come next year if that was the case. Right, I want to back this up. Yeah, all of this has turned to hay. Yeah, when I don't want it to turn to hay, it turns to hay. When I do want it to turn to hay, it rains. It is one of those things. Right, and start this off. Goes round quite nice in ever decreasing circles, this. Get that done. And then get this started up. Drop down. And immediately in and picking up at that point. But nothing in here. I think I emptied it out. Right, there we go. And lift it and back it up. And this is why I didn't immediately start follow me. Like so, down and away we go. Right, and if we put this on follow me behind, with any luck, we should be able to get this nice and easily done straight up. Whoa. Let's try and make sure that we get all of our stuff here, and we'll do 2 rows at a time rather nicely, and we should get all of this baled up fairly quickly as a result. This could be a very, very profitable day. So far, these two tractors are working quite well together. You can see that we're going at 8 miles an hour on our windrowing. While behind us the baler is on the 7840, going very nicely and keeping up. So when it's dropping those bales, it's doing it and catching up fairly easily. So I'm not too worried about the speed we're going at. The bales are coming out really well, and one of the nice things about follow me seems to prevent bales rolling most of the time, which is always a nice thing to see. So this means, for me, this is a much nicer way of getting bales made and bales done. We constantly get to go around the field, and all the horrible stuff of having to stop and unload bales and everything, that is being handled by the following tractor all the time. And it's, yeah, it's just working, which is great. We're going to have a good number of bales off this field as well. We're in a situation where we know that hay bales make us money. The downside is, and the reason why I'm considering selling these at the BGA, is because we need the digestate. At the moment, we've got horses, and horses are producing us manure, but they're not producing us anywhere near enough manure to use on the farm. Now, we know we can buy manure and digestate, manure and slurry if we want to. We just have to head down to the animal market to do it. But the downside to that, of course, is it's costing us money to do this, and we'd quite like to do it as a byproduct of us making money. That would be the nicest situation to be in, as far as doing stuff with our land, and trying to generate enough digestate over the year is going to be quite difficult. So what we'll do is we are going to run a test and see if we can sell hay bales into the BGA. There's no reason why we shouldn't be able to. I've done it before elsewhere. We'll be doing the same with straw bales this year, because straw bales we can sell into the BGA as well. And basically looking to generate our own fertilizer alongside generating money. And that's the thing. This series has always been, how can we maximize those profits that we make to avoid ever having to get a loan on here, which we still haven't. After 3 years, all of this has come from not having borrowing any money at all, which I'm amazed. I am somebody who has always played Farm Sim borrowing a whole load of money, and to never have had to have thought, never have even having to really thought about getting a loan on here is liberating somehow. I can't believe I've actually played a series of Farming Simulator and not had a loan, not had to borrow any money to get my farm set up and going. The closest we've had is leasing some land, and that is and even that we're no longer doing. In fact, we're looking with this stuff. If we make enough money from selling these bales, we could possibly even buy those other 2 pieces of land that we've been looking at, which is in itself is amazing. Hopefully that'll get out of my way. Yes, it will. There we go. And that is this field almost done. There may be 2 more runs if we can keep out of the way of our bales. What we might spend this money on, though, possibly is a stacker, or actually we might hire a stacker for today and then go from there, because we do kind of need a bale stacker on here. We're getting to that point, which is kind of why I was looking to get a forage wagon and do silage, but this is just as good, to be honest. We are working just as well here. There we go. So that is that done. Fold that up. And how many bales has that resulted in for us today? Let's have a look. That is 10 bales. 10 bales off this little field. Not bad at all. Not even a full bale trailer's worth, though. Now I've got 2 options here. We've got nearly an 11th is sitting in here. So turn that off. And lift it up. And put it into the follow me as well. I'm going to make the presumption that we've got hay down the other end too. So let's go and take this up to our field near the BGA and get that baled up as well. And then we can start making some money. Down at the field, and it looks like we might have an interesting mix here. We've got a whole load of grass in the middle of the field, and we've got a whole load of hay at the edge. Now I've got an issue with this, in that if we go away and get ourselves a forage wagon, not only we're going to have to spend a load of money on a forage wagon, but we're also going to end up with a field full of we're going to end up with a field full of hay with the forage wagon. So the question I've very much got is, do I bale all of this up and then we or do we wait? Do we leave this field and wait? We've got good drying for the rest of today. It is only midday. I am very tempted to leave this as it is. Park our 7840 up here. So let's take this off, reverse this up, and go and get those bales off the other field already. So actually, no, we need the 7840, not the 6810 for this next bit. So we're going to park the baler up here, hopefully by the time we're done, that grass will have dried. And I think that is the drier looking grass. I don't think it's something we need to ted, is it? Because this is the thing with Maize Plus. You need to ted the first stage. You don't need to ted the second. I think that that is the drier version of grass. I thought we had a fruit heap. Something that tells me... Oh, hang on. Here it is. Grass semi-dry. So, yes. Grass semi-dry and hay. So, this should dry into hay. Yeah. What I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this tractor here. Turn that off. We're going to head back down to the other farm. So, that off and that off. Leave this here. Head back down to the other farm. Get our 3 hay bales collected up that we need. And then I think we'll transport at least 1 back up here. And see if we can sell it in the BGA while we wait for that other hay to dry. First thing first, we need the bale spike. So let's pop in here, grab that. I'm just going to do a job that I'd forgotten to do when we were down here doing the horses earlier first. And that is grab 1 of these, which is horse silage. We do need to make some horse silage at some point in the future. So yeah, we'll grab 1 of these. And we're just going to put this into our horse paddock so that the horses have some of this to eat as well. And like the hay bale earlier, we can put this just in here. Look at, actually, we only need 2 hay bales, looking at that. So we're going to go grab 2 hay bales off our field and bring them back out here. So that they have something to, so that we're making sure that we're never running out of any of our horse feed. Right, so let's bring that down and drop it off. I don't want it like that. No. We need to be side on to make this work. Some days you avoid all the horses, some days you drive through them like ghosts. Today is the latter. Right. And up. There we go. This should allow us to just pop it down over here. It's got 2,600 left in it. So, yeah, both of those are going to keep our horses going for a while. We may even, with the amount that we got of these, we may even not need to do that, to make horse silage this year. Well, I'd like to be in a position as I am with the hay, where we just have more than we need all the time for the horses. Horse silage is not usable for any other animal though, so we couldn't expand the farm and feed any other animal horse silage. We could increase the number of horses we've got. That is always a possibility. Right, let's grab a couple of bales. Now the good thing about this actually is we know we can get 2 bales on the front of this. So let's bring this around here. Grab our first bale. It's a little bit of a tight squeeze, but we know we can get 2 bales on here. So there's 1. Hopefully it's not going to be too much of an issue weight wise is the only thing I'm worried about. We take the 2 furthest away. There we go. Yeah, we're a little bit front heavy, but we're not too bad. And these will get nicely down. Whoa, very front heavy. When you hit a dip like that. Ooh. And you're going downhill. Let's get these low. That felt much more like I was leaning forward than I actually am. So I'm gonna come in cab like this. And we'll go around here and drop this off. Now the rest of them, we probably can get onto our flatbed there. So we could load those up and take them down to the BGA. So I think we might do that while we wait. It's going to be a really productive day if we can do this way and make our money that way. Would be absolutely brilliant. So drop this one in like that and in. Then position ourselves a little bit better. Yeah, that's a fairly big flatbed trailer we got. It's a triple wheeled one, so it would absolutely take a set of bales if we wanted, especially with only 8 bales. So I think we'll see if we can load those up and take them down to the BGA next with that. But there we go. That has topped up our number of hay bales. And we don't have to worry about that anymore. Next job, let's hook this up and get our other hay bales down to the BGA. And that way we can see if we can make some money off them. That would be pretty good. If not, we know where we can take them. I've almost got the bales loaded up. Just 2 more to do. And then we can take these over to the BGA. So this will hold, actually this will hold a fair number of bales. More than, what we've got, we can do 10 on the bottom row. Which means we can do another 8 on the top row. Wow, 18 bales on this. This holds as much as, well actually this holds more than the Anderson round bale stacker. Which is quite a thing when you think about it. You think how much that costs. Okay, it's an auto stacker and means you can stack them quicker, but it's not taking me a huge amount of time to get these stacked on this trailer. It's quite a stable trailer from that point of view as well, which is really nice. It's been a nice thing to get these stacked on here. So we'll take these down to the BGA, see if we can sell these into there, and if we can, then that is all good, and hopefully we'll get a load of money for them. If we can't, we're just going to take them down to the animal market and get them sold there, and in the process maybe pick up a forage wagon and get the other field being rowed up by the 6810 on Courseplay. So it's kind of a win-win whichever way we go with this. But yeah, let's head off to the BGA and see if these will sell. Looks to me like the grass still hasn't dried, so I'm left with a couple of choices. I think we might see if we can do this next time, but this is the moment of truth. Now, if we drive these bales up to here, will they automatically empty into here? No. So let's see if we can put a hay bale into here. We'll unstrap one of the back ones and try and put it in. If it works, great. If it doesn't, then we will need to sort it. Okay. So unstrap the back ones. Like so. See if a hay bale will go into our BGA here and start to process. Make sure, no, I'm attached. I've got 2 bales there. No, backwards. There we go. Oh, we've managed to pick just the one out. And if we put it down here, will it go in? No. I'm in severe possibility of losing a hay bale here. I know it will go on top. It has gone in. So yeah, these will process, but we have to put them in on the top, not there. So we can sell our hay bales here into the BGA and make money from them. Brilliant. Last one. And we now have everything we need pretty much up here. And we in fact have a barn to put it all in as well, which is great. So let's drop the last one off. There we are. That is all of those in there. It's coming up to 5 p.m. And we need to leave our grass to dry just a little bit longer. But I think this is pretty good. We will get the T-dub out tomorrow on the baler. That will handle that fine as this does. What I am going to do though is we've got a shed just over here. Let's use this for the first time. Nothing in it. So just going to put my tractors in here overnight. And we'll bring the T-dub down here next time. And then we'll be able to get this field done as well. It looks like we've got some alfalfa coming ready too. I'm wondering if that can sell into the BGA as well when that's hay. So we want to cut that as well. And I didn't cut that last time because I thought it might rain. Now that we know we've got a fairly good run and a fairly dry run, I think it's probably worth getting that cut as well. And if that's the case, then we're going to be laughing because we are just going to be putting so much into here and making a whole load of money from the BGA for actually less effort than I initially thought it was going to take. So park that up. And we'll actually disconnect it because I'm going to want this tractor separate next time. Turn that off. And then over here, we're just going to bring our 6810 back. Which is always fun to reverse with this bit of kit on, because it kind of decides to go its own way depending on how you steer. And correcting for it is a pain. There we go. That's got it. Let's get this in here. Park it up. And yeah. The pressure has come off on 6 Ashes. And it's showing. We are able to get things done quicker than the land and everything is ready for us. Although next time we do need to get some spraying done. And so this is going to be one of those things where I'd quite like to have got all this done today, but it's not the end of the world, us not having done so. Let's just look at the state of our crops. We'll leave this on this because we're going to use this on that. Let's just have a quick look at the state of our crops. So all of our fields, which are down here, they are... Yes, 17's getting close, although we've got a whole another level of colour to go. 10 and 11 are just starting, and yeah, the horse grass is getting closer as well. So that's all good. We know we're not going to hit anything until probably late summer on our harvest. 61, so we do have several fields on the map that are probably going to come up for harvest contracts. So I want to free myself up midway through the summer to do some of those and make us some money. But we're going to leave this here for today. So that means that all that remains is for me to say thank you for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Please give it a like, drop us a comment and give it a share. And for all the latest videos from Virtual Farmer, please subscribe to the channel, ring that bell, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.